Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Horizon 5 video. Today, we're going to talk about some awesome details that were revealed in a private Q&A session. This last week, a handful of Forza creators, including myself, had the wonderful opportunity to chat on Discord with Mike Brown, creative director of Horizon 5, and he had some pretty great info to share with us that has not yet been revealed in the official dev streams or blog posts. So let's dive right in. The first question was something I asked about car meets. I wanted to know if we'd ever be getting a more official car meet feature like we had in Horizon 2 and 3. And if you didn't play those games or don't know what that feature was, I've got some footage of it up on screen here. It basically was a mode that joins you into a lobby with a bunch of other automatically parked cars in a lot and allows you to scroll between them to check out and download their liveries or tunes. And in Horizon 3, it took place near the airport drag strip, and players could queue up and challenge each other to sanctioned drag races at these meets. It was a really cool feature and something I spent a lot of time in, but I feel a lot of players kind of ignored it as it wasn't necessarily very front and center, and it didn't get talked about or improved upon much. Here's what Mike had to say about my question though. We do have the Horizon Tour, which is an area at the festival where it's been laid out such that you can meet up there and have impromptu car meets. From there, you can join up and do an actual Horizon Tour event. But that area itself has been designed and built such that there's a laid out space where you can park your cars all in a fan and check out each other's liveries. So effectively, it looks like they're trying to keep the spirit of past car meets while keeping it all organically in the open world. So you're not entering an instance like you did back in Horizon 2 and 3, and I'm totally fine with that. Mike went on though to say, in terms of car meet features in the future, I think it's a definite possibility. Something I think we recognize is a cool thing and a cool part of car culture. I doubt it would be exactly like it was in Horizon 2 and 3 though. Now, that is a non-answer of sorts, but one that definitely leaves a glimmer of hope in my eyes. I mean, we all saw how much Horizon 4 changed between launch and, well, now, and Mike said it was a definite possibility, so who knows? We may see a car meet feature in Horizon 5. Maybe allowing more than 12 cars at once? I can only hope. Let's move on to another question, and this was a question a lot of us wanted the answer to. Are clubs returning, and in what way? You may remember that Horizon 3 had a really cool clubs system with rankings and leaderboards and weekly goals. It was a great way to keep players coming back to the game, and since your personal progress helped the club as a whole, it gave a good feeling that your club actually mattered. Horizon 4 very sadly kind of abandoned this in exchange for integrating the Xbox Clubs feature, which in my opinion made clubs a lot less valuable and important to the gameplay experience. Anyway, here's what Mike had to say. Clubs will return. They will be very similar to how they were in Forza Horizon 4. So they will use the Xbox platform level clubs feature. This, I feel, was one of the only big letdowns of the Q&A session. I think I speak for a lot of people when I say that Horizon 3's clubs were flat out better than Horizon 4's club system. Let me know though if any of you guys feel differently about that. I'd love to hear some opposing opinions. Alright, now for the next question. We were wondering if private multiplayer lobbies would be returning. This is another feature phased out after Horizon 3. Mike mentioned that private lobbies would not be a feature at launch, but private convoys, of course, will be, where you can start activities through free roam. He goes on to say, though, there is a chance that we will do a private lobby feature or a private adventure feature like we had in Horizon 4 in a feature update. So it's clearly something on their minds, something they are willing and able to do, probably just a matter of how important it is to the player base. The next question was about Horizon Arcade, and we got some pretty good new info on this game mode. They asked how many games there are, and will it be co-op or PvP? Mike answered this by saying the arcade has 5 themes. He named Drift, Speed, Wreckage, and Chaos, saying that there's always a Drift arcade available, and the others cycle through. With speed, he mentioned a new game type called Limit Breaker that sets up a big radius boundary within the map, and you earn points for every second you stay above 100 miles an hour, for example. And then we've seen some footage on the Bullseye game, which he mentioned takes place in the Wreckage theme. He refrained from mentioning any others by name, but said there were about 11 game types in total at launch. He also said it's not PvP, it's actually all collaborative, where all the players are working towards one goal. So if the group fails, everyone fails, but of course if the group succeeds, everyone gets the rewards. Very similar to how Forzathon lives work in Horizon 4. The next question was about how convoys would work, and Mike shared another new feature that has not been talked about yet, one that I'm pretty excited for. Horizon 5 will have the option for themed convoys, meaning, for example, if you want to get some public tandem drifting going, you can create a public drift convoy, and then that becomes searchable by other players using the convoy window. And that is a great feature. In my opinion, anything to make players group up easily and do things together is a win in my book. Another question was asked then about the route creator, and if start points will still be limited to the official race start points, or if you can drop a race start anywhere. Mike said that at launch, it will be limited to the official race start locations, but that is something they would like to change in the future. So I would say pretty confidently that we will be able to choose any start point in the world for our custom routes soon into Horizon 5's life cycle. And if that happens, that is going to really blow the route creator wide open. I'm already very much looking forward to that. Now, let's talk about a question I asked that got a very interesting answer. I asked, outside of weather and season changes, will we see the world map change over time in other ways? So, for example, holiday decorations around the world during real-world holidays. Mike's answer was an enthusiastic yes. Playground has apparently built some new tech that allows them to change and evolve the base world, meaning they can add temporary decorations for holidays or put on a limited time event in the game world. He also teased redressing the stadium in the map and putting different activities in there based on real-world activities. They are now able to edit and redress the world based on holidays, seasons, events that they want to do, and just cool things that they want to make. Let me finish with a quote from Mike here. We can add more PR stunts, races, Horizon stories, and showcase events. We now have much better tooling that allows us to go in and edit all that stuff and add more stuff, and you'll be seeing a lot of that throughout Horizon 5's life. Guys, this is huge to me. This means that there will be so many more reasons to keep coming back to Horizon because it's going to be constantly changing. Spring in one week will be different from spring in another week. They can have in-game holidays, add PR stunts based on player feedback, or throw in themed showcase events based on real-world events, and that is going to keep Horizon 5 engaging and interesting for so much longer. Guess what else this might mean? Theoretically, expansions could now connect to the main game world without loading screens. Now, of course, this has not been confirmed directly, but they've never been able to edit the base world before, and now they can. So I am absolutely keeping my hopes high that Horizon 5 expansions may just connect right into the main game world. Alright, now moving on to another question that was wondering if car perk point limits would be increased. And Mike said that although the perk point limit will stay the same, it's now easier to spend them. Because, and I'm sure many of you are familiar and sick of this, in Horizon 4, you had to buy each perk individually and watch it do the little flip animation or go through the wheel spin before buying a new perk. In Horizon 5, you can just one-click purchase every perk that the car has at once, which is a super nice quality of life feature. Alright, and let's wrap with our final big question of the Q&A, asking about Playground's plans for content support for Horizon 5. Kind of how much and how long can we expect Horizon 5 post-launch content support? It's a great question that's probably a bit tough to answer super confidently, given that the game itself isn't even out yet, but here's what Mike had to say. We learned a ton throughout the live program of Horizon 4. We had a really great time making it. Our community told us that they were really loving that stuff. I think the success of the title told us that people were really loving it. All of that learning and stuff that worked really well for us there, you can expect to see more of in Forza Horizon 5. We have really, really big plans for Forza Horizon 5. So if you enjoyed what we did in 4, then you can expect even more in Horizon 5. So there you have it, guys. Hopefully this info has gotten all of you as excited as it has me. Thanks again to Mike and the teams at Turn 10 and Playground for having me on. It was a huge pleasure, and I can't wait to see what Horizon 5 brings. Now, just a quick note about yesterday's video where I talked about my own experiences playing Horizon 5 and then asked you guys to let me know what questions you had. I am currently working on getting all the footage, confirming all the answers, still buying cars and getting some sound tests for you guys to make sure they do sound better. And that video will hopefully be out later this week. So stay tuned for that. If you did ask a question, chances are good I have answered it in this upcoming video. So thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next Horizon 5 video.